Thanks for joining us for another episode of Modern Aesthetics Journal Club. I'm Kazin, and I'm here today talking with Dr. Terrence Keaney. We are going to be talking about the biggest concerns in male aesthetics currently. Welcome, Dr. Keaney.
Thank you for having me, Rebecca. It's a pleasure.
So, what are the biggest concerns in male aesthetics currently?
Well, there's one glaring concern, and if you ask most men, it's really their hair. There's two reasons why. First of all, studies have shown that a receding hairline is the first thing that ages a male face. So in the female patient population, we're worried about wrinkles and sunspots, but a male might have a perfect skin, but if he has a receding hairline, he's going to look older. And number two is from a psychosocial standpoint, it's very distressing to men. Studies have shown that men feel more depressed, loss of confidence, and for those real two reasons, aging and the psychological impact on them, men are really looking for solutions if they start experiencing hair loss.
Are there any new developments in the field of male pattern hair loss?
Yeah, so when you think about correcting hair loss, there's two kind of categories. There's medical treatments, and unfortunately in the medical realm, there's still only two FDA-approved products, and been the same two products for 20 years. One being 5% minoxidil or 2%. That used to be used in women, though now 5% is used in women as well, and then finasteride. What I think is the most interesting about the medical advances is how we deliver these medications, in particular the minoxidil, to the shrinking hair follicle. What we've been doing in our practice is thinking of creative ways to deliver it through using microneedles. So we can make little channels that enhance the penetration of the 5% minoxidil to that hair follicle that is in need, and that's really exciting. And the second one is probably the biggest advancement, is that's in the surgical hair restoration field. We've evolved from big ugly plugs to linear strip surgery, which provides great results but leaves a long scar on the back of the scalp. And the field of what we call follicular unit extraction, or FUE, hair transplantation, has really advanced with the development of a robot that can now extract individual hair follicles from the back of the scalp and allows you to provide that same natural result without a visible linear scar. So I think the robotic hair restoration is opening a huge door for potential new patients who are always concerned about the scarring on the back of the scalp.
So what makes the robot unique as compared to other FUE devices?
So when FUE was first developed, it's what we call manual FUE, where the surgeon would extract those individual hair follicles by hand. Now the traditional hair transplantation involves moving or extracting hundreds, more likely thousands of hair follicles. So you can imagine manually extracting or punching out individual hair follicles. So number one, it was extremely tedious, and number two, it incorporates human error, meaning that the surgeon may inadvertently transect the hair. The robot eliminates human error because the robot's doing the procedure. So robots do not fatigue. And with the imaging software incorporated into the robot, we're able to perfectly calculate the angle of hair leaving the scalp, so those hair follicles are accurately dissected out, thereby reducing the time, but more importantly, the transection rate with the traditional manual FUE techniques.
Would this device be practical for a busy aesthetic practice?
So traditional surgical hair restoration involving the linear strip is a very labor-intensive procedure, meaning when that strip is removed, a staff dissects the individual hair follicles. So most practices were designed around that individual procedure. The beauty of the robot, the robotic FUE procedure, is it eliminates all the human capital, as I like to call it, or the staff needed, because the robot is what it's extracting those individual hairs. So it reduces the burden that a practice may have to invest in it. Granted, they have to invest in the robot, but once you have that device, it allows a practice to offer that to their patient and not devote their whole practice model to surgical hair restoration. So I think it's an excellent option for busy cosmetic dermatologists and plastic surgeons, because they're going to be seeing the patients with hair loss, and they're going to be seeing the patients who may be interested in surgically correcting it.
So thank you, Dr. Keaney, for coming out and talking with us. It's been really educational. And thank you to our viewers for watching another episode of Modern Aesthetics Journal Club.